the Dundas Granite Curling Club.
According to the Children's Mental Health Association of Ontario, 1 in 5 children and youth in this province will experience some form of mental health disorder. Morgan Livingstone is the author of WorryEaters and is here with some WorryEaters and some tips on how to, for children and teens, coping and how parents can apply these WorryEaters. Thanks for joining us. How did you first become aware of them?
Well, I was very fortunate to find out about them at a conference, actually, a child life conference in the U.S. a few years ago, where I saw them as a resource, and they're just these wonderful little guys, and said, I have to have them for my patients. I have to have them for the families I work with.
So you're one of the first to actually use them in a clinical application.
I think so.
Yeah.
A lot of child life specialists across Canada and the U.S. are using them now in their clinical practice, but there are certainly important applications at home for families to start new traditions and routines about talking about worries with their children.
Now, you're a certified child life specialist. This field is a growing field, and actually Hamilton's the center of it?
Well, Hamilton certainly is the center of it in Canada. There's actually a master's program in child life at McMaster University, and in Hamilton Health Sciences, McMaster Children's Hospital is the largest child life department in Canada.
Now, these WorryEaters and parents watching at home, how can they introduce them to their... I want to find out how you introduce them to...
Well, first of all, here's my little friend Ping. Ping is one of the newer ones, and he's a little guy. There are slightly larger ones, too, that are big and snuggly, but Ping essentially has a zipper for a mouth. And what I do with my patients and the families I work with is when I start a session, when we're just getting used to each other and we're meeting each other, I often will ask a child to help me feed my WorryEater. I'll say, I haven't fed him yet today. Do you have any worries you'd like to feed him? And the wonderful thing about these is they actually have one to prompt children. So within their little mouth now, this one says he doesn't like to be home alone, or he's worried about being home alone. And this is a good worry. I mean, worries really function to help us be safe.
Yeah, and this opens up the floodgates to other things and some things that maybe parents aren't aware of.
Exactly. Well, we often wrongly assume with children that we know what their worries are, but
sometimes it's something completely different.
Exactly.
Can you give some examples of that?
Oftentimes it's something completely different. So in my practice working with children who are sick, we'll often assume when they're having an injection or an immunization that their fear is about the needle itself. But when you ask a child, what is it about, the injection you need to have that upsets you so much? They'll often say, well, I don't like the cold alcohol or the smell of the alcohol, or I don't like the feeling of the Band-Aid. It's too sticky and it hurts. So we wrongly assume and really should ask children, and the WorryEaters offer us a tool.
And it's a great way of communicating.
Invite communication, exactly. It really opens the door to communication.
And also you can address the problem.
Yes, of course. And it allows me to really focus on what matters to the child. So there may be things that we clinically want in their medical experience, or there may be things that parents want, like certain behaviors. Right. But until we ask children what they need and want or what they're worried about, we really can't support them.
And the effects are immediate on this. They really take to them. They really bond to them. You've got some examples here. These are actual worries from your patients.
That's right.
We had Home Alone there. Here's one, getting lost.
A very good, safe worry.
Being treated differently.
So for children that might look different after they've had treatment or experienced a trauma, being treated differently is a big concern.
Miss my mom.
Yeah, so that's bereavement. I mean, children really deeply miss their parents, and grief changes over time. So it's always good to ask.
Butterflies.
What are you missing? Yeah, butterflies in your tummy, and also sometimes it's a real butterfly.
Yeah. Late to pick up. Sick. I mean, this covers the gamut as well. In fact, you do an outreach in Kenya.
Yes,
with,
I do.
Eye cancer patients.
Yes, well, I work with World Eye Cancer Hope. It's an eye cancer charity. And worldwide, we've been providing education around how to support children in their medical experience. But because child life is an inclusionary practice, it's not just for eye cancer patients, it's for children with diabetes, it's for children who've broken a leg. We've actually built a large child life program in Kenya at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Shoe for Africa Hospital. And it's a 7-person child life team with 7 child life assistants as well, teaching staff, teen programming, and they were using their WorryEater, his name is Eno, yesterday.
And it's really working. And
absolutely.
Now, where do we get them?
These are available online. Certainly, the Haywire Group has been bringing them into North America, and they're available on the Haywire Group's website. But they're also available in a lot of boutique and specialty toy stores.
And we're going to put up a link, too, because you've got the Parents Guide as well, which is a free download.
Well, I encourage families to really create a new routine, a new tradition. And the most amazing thing about this free parent manual.
We got to go, but we'll link it up at CHCH.com.
Wonderful.
For Worry Eaters. Morgan Livingstone.
Excellent.
Thanks so much for joining us.